How's it going, everybody? Welcome into the Jays Digest pregame show. I'm your host, Peter Vryonis, alongside host Nick Gosse. Now, before we get into anything Blue Jays related today, I want to give a shout out to Team Japan for winning the World Baseball Classic yesterday. That game was unbelievable, and it was just a storybook ending having Shohei Ohtani strike out Mike Trout. Imagine those two guys were on the same team, how good that major league team would be. And so it's just crazy. It was an unreal tournament, unreal ending to just a great baseball week, whatever you want to call it, and super exciting.
Yeah, it was super fun, and hopefully the Angels become competitive this year because I don't know, I want to see them do good. I want to see Otani and Mike Trout have some success. But what's up, Ocean View, Fluffy, Lion, Rachit, Calvin, Nick? How we all doing? I mean, the season is, like Rachit says, the season is almost upon us. 8 days away from opening day against
Yeah.
Adam Wainwright, and I'm excited for it. How's it going? I'm feeling great. World Baseball Classic's over, which is unfortunate, but also it means full baseball now for the Blue Jays, and it
Yeah.
was a great World Baseball Classic overall. Phenomenal.
Yeah, did you see there was an interview at the end of the game with one of the Japanese players, and they asked him, "What'd you think of that final at bat?" And he said it was like a manga book. Like
Yeah, I
it
saw that.
was something yeah, it was something out of like a comic book, like
Couldn't
Battle
have
of the
been lined up
Titans
better.
type thing.
Couldn't have been a more
The
picturesque ending.
probability of that happening, it's just crazy. Like we were all hoping for it before the game, saying, "Oh, I hope Otani strikes out Mike Trout, or I hope Mike Trout hits a home run off Shohei Otani," and it did happen to end the game, to end the tournament.
And if anything, that got me really excited watching that live for the Blue Jays because there's going to be lots of moments not as great as those, at least not until the playoffs, but it's just going to be an electric opening day and the home opener as well. But I guess without further ado, let's get into the lineup preview. As again, we're 8 days away from opening day and everything is fully ramped up now. It's starting to feel like less like spring training and more like opening day preparation at this point. Everything is kind of, a lot of players are sent down now. Mostly opening an opening day lineup today. Hopefully the Angels become competitive after our early series season there. Yeah, let's wait till we stomp them first. But Peter, here's the Blue Jays lineup today against the Baltimore Orioles. The game is on Sportsnet. I know it's televised. I believe it's on Sportsnet in Dunedin. And Springer leading off with Bo Bichette, Guerrero Jr., Brandon Belt, Alejandro Kirk, Dalton Varsho, Matt Chapman, Biggio, and Kiermaier. The only change that I would make here for opening day would be Whit Merrifield instead of Kevin Biggio. But this is a full opening day lineup. Of course, Barrios wouldn't be the opening day pitcher, but
Yeah, I was gonna say.
what
Yeah.
a lineup today. Do you have any standouts? Anything you're looking forward to? I'm hoping to hit a rapid or a bold prediction here today before the before the season starts. But
Yeah.
lineup looks very, very good. I'm very curious to see Jose Barrios. Don't really care about too much else personally, but Jose Barrios is the main spotlight for me here.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing, and I was gonna actually say you might be surprised by my choice, and I was gonna go with Jose Barrios as well. That's the one thing I'm looking out for. I don't care about the lineup. This is what they're gonna have to do all season long. They're gonna hit, and I'm sure they're gonna do that throughout 162 games. But Jose Barrios is the biggest wild card, man. And if he does not perform at least up to somewhat of a respectable standard, then the Blue Jays rotation is toast. I mean, how can you rely on just three guys to get you through a 162 game season? And I'm not counting Yusei Kikuchi either, because we got to see it over an extended period of time with him. And the problem with Jose Barrios is that we did see it over an extended period of time in a weaker division with a weaker team. He had less expectation on him. And then last year, when he was named the opening day starter, things
Imploded.
started to kind of crumble down for him. And I hope he can regain some of that form that he had at the trade deadline when the Jays got him. And he doesn't have to be that dominant guy that he was in Minnesota. He just has to be not awful. Can he be not awful? And that's the big question going into this season.
I think he'll. I hope he'll be okay. And today, hopefully, nothing's gonna fully calm my nerves on him. But him going 4 or 5 scoreless innings would lay a lot of would let a lot of Blue Jays fans take a bit of a deep breath, but not too much. Need some good innings by Jose. I hope Jose does well today. Yeah, it's gonna be phenomenal. I'll pop it up one last time for you. Yes, and position player standpoint wise, hopefully Barshow gets it going a little bit. Not too worried about him, but hopefully he gets maybe a couple hits there, gets something on
Yeah.
the go. But I saw a tweet, and I guess this is the first time we're really seeing a potential opening day lineup. Obviously, aside from Biggio, but the order is very, very similar. You literally just switch Biggio with Whit Merrifield, I would say. And this also gives us like I said, a preview of it. But having Chapman hitting 7, having a team that deep is it's kind of scary for the
Yeah.
opposition there. That's crazy. But let's get into the Orioles lineup here, and it's not the same for the Orioles. They have Vavra, Stowers, Cordero, O'Hearn, Mazzara, McKenney, Lester, Westberg, and Bembroom with Kramer. Pitcher's not horrible. I think it's Dylan Kramer. It might
Yeah,
be,
it's Dylan
yeah,
Kramer.
Dylan
It's
Kramer.
Dylan.
He's not bad. We played him a few times, but the lineup is obviously not great. You have Cedric Mullins coming back from the World Baseball Classic. But anything on this side, or you want to just move on to the rapid fire?
I mean, this is why we can't judge Jose Barrios off today's outing, even if it's good. They have Taryn Vavra and Kyle Stowers as their main guys in the lineup, and it's not great. You know, those are guys that will make the major league roster, and they might even start. Taryn Vavra's probably going to start at second base for them all year long, but I do not expect Kyle Stowers to play that big of a role. He probably will be the everyday left fielder, but he won't be batting second in the
I
lineup. I'll
agree.
tell you that much. It's probably going to be Adley Rutschman, and then followed by Gunnar Henderson or even Ryan Mountcastle, considering what he does to the Toronto Blue Jays year in year out. So it's going to be interesting to see. What I'm looking for with Barrios today is not necessarily the outcome, how he does. It's the location on his fastball. You know, is he hanging it over the middle? Is his sinker starting on the outside corner and then finishing in the middle of the plate? That's what I'm going to be looking at. Is his slider sharp, or is his slider, hanging over the middle of the plate, and is it batting practice? That's what I'm going to be monitoring all game long. Despite the stacked lineup for the Toronto Blue Jays, I got my eyes glued on Jose Barrios today, seeing if I can spot any sort of improvement from his World Baseball Classic debacle.
Yeah, me as well. And Pete Walker went on record saying he wasn't too worried about the whole, I guess the what was a debacle in the World
Well,
Baseball
what's he
Classic. But I
supposed to
am,
say?
but I am
What's he
worried.
supposed to
I
say,
don't
man?
know.
Of
I don't
course he's
know.
not. Of course he's not worried. Rogers is signing his checks, but if he did not coach for the Toronto Blue Jays, you would be worried if he had any sort of affiliation to the team.
I agree, and let's move on to the rapid fire. Haven't had a pregame show in a couple days. Make sure to hit the like button. Let's get up to 15 likes really quick. And again, thank you all for the support. It's been unbelievable recently, but let's get into it. The rapid fire questions. And Peter, do you have one done up, or do you want me to give mine out?
I got one.
All right,
I got one. So
all right.
just pop up the Orioles lineup for me one more time
What's up,
here.
Adam?
They got a lot of cool names on their team. Okay, now I don't think the Blue Jays have like any crazy cool names. Now the one that stands out to me is just Kyle Stowers. Like what a cool name. All right, so I'm gonna ask you, what's the coolest name in baseball, in your opinion?
Oh, that's a great question. That's a great question. And Chad answered that as well. The coolest name in baseball. I'm definitely missing one because there was one that was really, really, really good. Oh, I'm gonna have to take a minute. On the Blue Jays, I think it's pretty easy. I think it's pretty easy for the Blue Jays. I think it's Bo Bichette.
Who is it?
But
Okay,
I think,
yeah, yeah.
but in baseball, what's yours? I'll get yours. I might be thinking of the same person you are. Is there someone who's in my head? I just can't. Ben Boom is solid.
Dude.
Ben Boom.
Yeah, Ben Boom is solid. I'm gonna go with Bryce Harper. I
That's a
don't know,
baseball
man.
name.
Like it's just a straight up big. Gunnar Henderson is also a really cool name.
Gunner, yeah.
Like
Lars Nootbaar. That's a nuts name
Lars
too.
Nootbaar.
Rowdy Telez.
Rowdy.
What's up, Don?
Yeah.
Rowdy Telez is a
Yeah.
good one. Lars
Lars
Nootbaar.
Nootbaar.
The
Lars
two Lars
Nootbaar.
Nootbaars. I might have to also just ride Lars.
I'm gonna go with also Roki Sasaki is a cool name. I'm gonna go
He's in
with
the
that
MLB,
after the
or you
World
mean
Base.
just
No,
World
no, no,
Baseball?
the guy in Japan. Yeah, the guy in Japan. Yeah,
I kind of like Mookie Betts. I feel like Mookie is just a
that's
nuts
a
name.
cool name also.
Mine. Well, I think Lars Nootbaar is such a good name. He played really really well. I remember all the trade rumors that we had regarding him. But I'll move on to
Yeah.
my question now, which is Blue Jays related here, and it's one that I've asked before, not with of course this pitcher, but that's a good one, Mark. That's a good one as well. We'll go with Jose Barrios over under a 4.15 ERA this season.
We asked this, didn't we?
I asked for a different pitcher. I think it was Chris Bassett. I asked you off camera, but I haven't asked the chat in the stream about Jose Barrios yet. I don't think. And even if I did, run it back because I forget the answer. Kodai Senga is a phenomenal one. I don't know how
That
he's
is a
going to do.
cool name.
What do you think, Peter? Over under
Okay,
4.15
so so
this
I
tough.
think I'm very critical of him. I'm very critical of Jose Barrios, And I've been the first one to say that I think he is going to bounce back, but he's got to figure things out. And I still think he will bounce back to a certain extent, not to the elite level that he was in Minnesota, but I'm going to go like slightly under, like 3.9
Well, it'll be
for him
great.
this year is a massive bounce back.
Yeah.
He was at a 5 point. I read something the other day that Yadier Molina, his manager in the World Baseball Classic, had a higher pitching wins above replacement than him last season, in the season that he retired.
Yeah, I mean, he
And
had the
he pitched a lot in mop-up duty. So he had a negative point one wins above replacement on the mound. Jose Barrios had a negative point five.
it was one of the worst statistical seasons I think of any starting pitcher. Coco Crisp, that's the best answer for names. Adam
Coco
Duke.
Chris.
Adam.
That is
Nick
that is
saying
true.
slightly under at 4.08, Fluffy under, Jesse under, Dylan under, Lion under, Mark over, Rachit 4.04. Looking like our opening day lineup. It is Chuck. It is. Just replace Biggio Merrifield. Better be under. Yeah, I'm thinking a 3.9 would be great, which is crazy because for his whole career he was 3.55 throughout his whole career. So we have the little pop up. Shout out to Queensway for the
Yeah.
sponsorship. But yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping under. I really am. I think under is a fair line.
Dude, if he is around a 5 again, the Jays are in the mud for the next 5 years
Regarding his contract,
because they need
absolutely.
to they need to pay this guy. So we were all mad about the Hyunjin Ryu contract, how it didn't really pan out towards the end. Or now we're mad about Yusei Kikuchi. We're paying him $12 million a year. We're gonna have to pay Jose Barrios, I think, 20 million over the next
I don't.
18 to 20 million over the next
Yeah,
5 years.
7 years, one something. I don't remember the exact amount. But
Was it 140?
someone in chat knows.
Close
Someone
to
said
that.
Kikuchi over under 4.5. I think the under is pretty safe there.
You'd hope
I
so.
hope the under is safe. I think was
You'd
he under
hope
that
so.
last year? No,
No,
no, not
no.
close. Not close. But I think under this year. Do you have your last rapid fire? And let us know what Barrios. It's 7 years. One is it 150, 180, 130?
No, 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 not 180. It's not 180.
No,
It
I was
cannot
just
be.
kind of saying it as like a joke. Barrios contract. Let me get it up here. Seven
Yeah,
one
look it up.
thirty. One.
Yeah, that's around 18. That's around 18,
Yep.
is it not? Or
Yep.
19?
18.7. 18.7. Yep.
Yeah.
So honestly,
So
not
that's
horrible, but it's the term that's a bit scary there, and especially if he's burning out at the beginning of his term. But do you have the next rapid fire before we move on?
yeah, and we got to remember also MLB guaranteed cash, baby. Guaranteed cash. You
Yep.
can't cut a guy in the middle of his contract and not pay him. So that's how it is. Okay,
131.
final rapid fire question. I'm gonna need you to pop up the Blue Jays lineup for me here. And wow, okay. Okay, I'm gonna go with the Kevin Biggio
Okay.
question here. All right.
Yeah,
So I know you love your over unders.
I do.
I'm gonna go with over under for games. Kevin Biggio.
Games
I'm gonna go
played, started, or just
games
appeared
games
in.
played. Games played.
Like, cause he'll be a defensive
Game
replacement a lot. Okay.
started. Good catch there. Good catch. So I'm gonna go 82.5
Okay. Yeah, that's my
games
line was
started.
as well. Mine was 80. Yeah. So over under 82.5 games started for Kevin Biggio. I'm gonna go under.
Yeah. Under?
I'm gonna go under.
I think over. I think
I
over.
should. I'm trying to think
I
now.
think over because of injuries. Just because of
Yeah,
injuries.
as it stands with the health we have now, probably under. But if we get one injury, he's going in. One injury for like 2 weeks, he's starting 14 straight games, or
Because I look at it this
a
way. I look
reasonable
at it
amount.
this way. Let's say an outfielder gets hurt, right? Then you're basically forcing Whit Merrifield into the outfield. Then Kevin Biggio would be next in line. Then it would be Otto Lopez. So Otto Lopez is like the fifth outfielder,
Assuming he
and
makes it, him or Nathan Lucas.
yeah, he'll probably make it. So let's go with yeah. Let's say Whit Merrifield gets pushed to the outfield. Then that leaves a platoon of Kevin Biggio and Santiago Espinal at second base. Against a righty, you'd
With,
probably tend to start Kevin Biggio because Santiago Espinal struggles against right-handed pitching.
with
But
the
against
Jays,
lefties,
Nick. If he gets
yeah,
traded, he'll probably play a lot more than that.
that's a good little wrinkle. And the Astros, I saw something that the Astros might be looking to add either Espinal or Biggio.
Take him for a pitcher.
Because of the Altuve injury.
That's a good
So
point. What does the point five
yeah.
mean? It's essentially just used in betting so that way there's like no push. So like 82.5 means essentially will he play 83 games or more? Because if you say
Mhm.
over or under 82, then if it lands in 82, then nothing happens. So it just gets rid of the potential like tie of a number for the sports books. Given the seasons Barrios and Kikuchi had last year, and were you going down with Tommy John, I'm actually surprised we got to the playoffs at all last year. Yeah, we did have one of the. It was pretty poor luck injury wise, though. At the same time, our depth wasn't there. Now we have way more depth. The
Way under.
bullpen was a big negative last year. But make sure to hit the like button. Let's get to
Bold predictions.
17 likes, and we go to bold predictions. Yep, it's at 17 likes. We're at 13 now. Hit the like button if you're enjoying the stream. All right, bold predictions time. I have yet to hit one. I'll We've been doing this for what now? Almost. We probably had around what 15 of these, give or take 15, something like that.
Oh yeah,
At
probably
least.
more.
Yeah.
I'd say yeah, around there.
So we missed a few, but yeah. Either way, I have not hit one. You've come close a lot. Rashid's come close a lot. A lot of people have come close. Matt, I know as well. But what's your bold prediction for today? I'll pop up the Jays lineup for you.
Varsho finally gets a home run and he hits two of them.
Okay, I mean, I have to keep riding the Varsho train because at this point we only have 8 days left of. When does spring training end? Do we know the day?
The 28th. It
Okay,
ends the 28th. They have an off day on the 29th, and
into
then
their opening
season
day.
starts on the 30th.
And I
Yeah.
believe the game is at 4 Eastern. We will be having an hour-long pregame show for the game. 4 Eastern? Is that right? 4:05, something like that?
It's at 4:05 Eastern, but we will have the pregame show at 3
Correct.
Eastern.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that.
I'm going to go with a Springer home run and a Varsho home run. That's what mine's going to be. A Springer home run and a Varsho home run. Let us know yours. Barrios doesn't allow a hit. I think it depends a lot on injuries, absolutely. Belt grand slam. Kevin Kiermaier robs a homer. Tuesday. So what day is opening day then? Like day, do you know the
It's
date?
Thursday. It's a Thursday.
Right.
It's a
Okay, so
Thursday.
that should be good.
March
Should be
30th.
fun.
Yeah.
And we'll be running through Blue Jays Central at least for the first game. We'll see how the viewership goes from there, and then we'll adjust and just do before Blue Jays Central or do during. We'll see what you guys want with that. But Belt
Yeah.
Grand Slam.
Well, what I've noticed is that you guys tend to like to join a little bit closer to game time just for the final thoughts before first pitch. And hey, if that becomes a routine for you guys, then we'll just be doing it during Blue Jays Central, and that's not really a big deal because no commercials here. You get to chill out, you get to ask your questions, and you get to be heard on the Jays Digest pregame show. You don't get to be heard on Blue Jays Central. That's the little different wrinkle that we got going on over here.
Rochelle impressed today with one home run and a double. And a question I want to ask Chad, because Chuck just asked it. Would you say the Jays have a top 5 bullpen as it stands right now? I'll ask you, Peter, and then the chat. Let us know yes or no.
In the AL or in the major leagues?
He just said top 5, so let's go with both. Let's start with the majors, though.
In the AL, okay. Well, in the majors, no, but in the American League, yes.
Who do you think clears them?
Oh, that's tough. In the American League, I'd have to go. The Yankees still have a really good bullpen.
Exactly, Nick.
Seattle,
I think Seattle definitely.
Houston,
For sure.
Cleveland has a really
I would
good
agree there.
bullpen, and I'd put the Jays at fifth. I'd put
Okay.
the Jays fifth.
I think the Jays and Yankees could be argued. You could argue the Jays over the Yankees, I think.
I don't know, man. I don't know. They have a lot more flamethrowers in there, so that's why I kind of lean Yankees.
I'll lean
Like,
Jays on that
they have,
side, but yeah, no, either way, it doesn't really matter. Top
they
5
have
is there.
Canely. They have Clay Holmes, Jonathan Loaiziga. They got a lot of
I
flamethrowers.
like ours a lot
in
more,
there.
actually, now that I'm actually thinking of the names. I don't know.
Really?
Actually, nah, it's kind of tough, though. You're kind of right. I think it's close, though. I mean, Romano, if you go one by one, I think the Jays clear them. But if you go.
Well, look, the way I see it is, okay, if you put them one by one, then maybe the depth is probably leaning towards the Blue Jays. But the way I look at it is, if it's close, I lean velocity, and they
Yeah.
got like Clay Holmes throws 100 with a sinker.
They don't got
So
Chapman
he's
anymore, which probably helps them more than hurts them. So.
yeah, exactly. It helps them.
Blue Jays
We got
Central's
Chad
overrated.
Green.
Jays Dodgers, where it's at. Facts. And Nick and
Shout out,
Peter,
shout out, Chuck.
just wondering when we were starting the membership fantasy. Yeah, so we have the league made up. The draft is the Wednesday, I believe, is the Wednesday before opening day. And yeah, I'm gonna be sending out the invite, or me and Peter will be sending out on Discord over the next couple of days. So I'm gonna join that, and we'll get that started. Again, if you want to be able to join the fantasy baseball league, we'll have a prize at the end of the year. Peter's nuts at fantasy baseball. I'm all right. It's become a member. Home
Whoa,
run
whoa,
members get
whoa.
priority. So become a home run member if you want to be guaranteed access, and if not, we'll just fill it up with the rest of normal members. The join button next to the
Dylan,
description.
Dylan, great point there. Tampa tends to have a very good bullpen. So the Jays are not top five in the American League. I take that back. I forgot the Rays. Can't believe I forgot the Rays, but they're definitely top five. Oh man, their
I
bullpen.
think you're underrating the Jays
Anytime
bullpen a bit.
I am. I like the depth. I like the depth, but I don't think they have the firepower that those other bullpens have.
I mean,
Like
if
you,
that's fair,
okay,
but if, I guess yeah, if velocity wise, absolutely not. But if you look at our, I mean, we have Romano, Jimmy Garcia, Anthony Bass, Eric Swanson. I mean,
no, it's
that's
good,
nasty
but
for.
Seattle has Andres Munoz who's throwing
Oh no,
103
Seattle, I agree. Seattle
consistent.
clears them,
Seattle's okay. Seattle's better. Okay,
And Houston for sure.
Houston is better.
Completely agree.
Tampa is Tampa not better, dude?
I'd probably take Tampa over the Jays, but I still take the Jays. I think slightly over the Yankees, but I guess then at that point it's
Cleveland,
Cleveland too. Yeah, so I think we're five or four.
Class A, Karinchak.
I think
That's
Clase
enough
just
for me.
single-handedly, he's like the best
Yeah,
reliever in
that's enough
baseball.
for
So.
me.
It's tight though. It's
So,
tight.
and, you have those four that we mentioned, and you're taking the Yankees, the
I think I
Jays over
take
the
the Jays
Yankees.
by a little tiny bit. I think,
Okay, okay,
but I
fair
mean
enough, fair
it's.
enough. Five or six, five or
I
six.
think Eric
They're
Swanson
close.
helps. Yeah, definitely Houston. I think pretty confidently. The Mariners, just because I mean we saw it, it's first-handed in the wild card. But let's get into the Q&A. Hit the like button. Nick's making a good point. Dan and Buck on right now today. Regular season booth lineup too. Yeah, they're all locked in. Seattle close with us though, especially after giving Swanson. Yeah, they're definitely close, and we definitely improved our bullpen tenfold. I just think they have better top end guys.
Yeah, they're so hard to hit. They're so hard to
Though
hit.
we could be
I'm
surprised this
scared of
year. Anthony
Seattle again
Bass
this
and
year.
Eric Swanson are two under, and Jimmy Garcia has looked unbelievable so far in spring. He hasn't given up a run. World Baseball Classic, he was crazy. He was hitting 98th.
Hmm.
It was
Hmm.
it was wild. So I don't know. It's gonna be close. But any Q&As before me and Peter wrap it up? We're around 2 minutes away from first pitch, and today's game is televised. You got the whole booth, regular season booth. Barrios April ERA over under 3.5. So opening month ERA.
Calvin here with a good question. If we get to midseason and Richards is gone and Pearson comes in and is good, does that change your answer?
I'll get
It,
yours in a
I
second.
think when Chad Green comes back
I
in, that
definitely easily
might
top
change my
five. Yeah,
answer.
Chad Green's gonna be
That
good.
might change my answer, but it all depends on performance. Is Adam Simber still going to be as dominant as he was last year? Is
Probably
Anthony
not.
Bass going to have a sub two ERA again? I don't
Obviously.
know, man. Is Eric Swanson going to have a sub two ERA in the AL East? That's tough. It's tough.
I keep forgetting about Chad Green. What a signing.
He's good, man.
Anyways, Rachid had a question over under Brios 3.5 ERA in April. What's your answer on that? I say slightly over. So the opening month
Over.
ERA.
Over.
I think slightly over. I think probably like if he pitches like a 3.8 or 3.9 on the opening month, that would be wishful thinking, but it would
I'd go for 4.2.
in the opening month. And
Opening month.
so
Yeah.
what do you think Yusei Kikuchi's ERA is for the opening month? I think he has a better ERA. I think he's like 3.8. I think he's in the threes. I have faith
Fair,
in Yusei.
fair.
I have
I
faith
like
in Yusei Kikuchi. Chad Green could be a big addition if he comes back healthy and has the same stuff he had before he was. I completely agree. He could be a huge addition this year. But again, we have him for, I believe, that's one of the weird contracts, like 3 years or something crazy like that, with a bunch of options.
Up to 3 years, I believe. Yeah.
Over 4 in April. I hope it's under. Chuck with the over. I mean, I hope it's under too. It's gonna be interesting. But yeah, first pitch is about to start. I know Peter wants to go, and I want to go watch Barrios, see what he has to
Oh,
offer.
I want to watch it.
Hopefully we
I
have
need to see this.
we will have a post game reaction and some there'll probably be some news thrown in there. We'll have to have a quick look and see, but we'll be covering today's game. And thank you again for the support. Let's get the 15 likes before we wrap up. Well, I'm gonna wrap up now, but hey, let's get 15 likes. We're one away. Someone just hit the like button if you haven't already. But again, anything you want to say, Peter, before we wrap up? And I guess we'll see you guys in tomorrow's stream. I don't know if you'll be there, Peter, but I'm good for it tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah, I'll be there.
Perfect. Join the
We'll let you down.
if you're a member. If you're a member, join the Discord. We'll get the fantasy rolling over the next few days, and it's exciting time where the grind is almost up, the off season
Yeah.
grind, and it's it's been a tough one after the Jays' devastating loss, but it's gonna be a good game. Go enjoy it. Any final words, Pete?
Yeah, man. I mean, let's the fantasy point system is already I'm gonna go over it with Nick. I don't know if you've joined yet, Nick,
I
but
think so. If not, I'll do it today.
the point system has been confirmed. It kind of gives me a bit of an edge in the draft, but it's okay. It's all right. We'll go from there. Good luck to each and every one of you that enters the league. It'll be happening soon. So thanks to each and every one of you.
Yeah, with a surprise prize at the end for all you guys. But thanks again. Become a member next stream or whenever you want if you want to join the league and enjoy the game. It'll be fun. Enjoy Buck and Dan. It's been a while since we've heard those two together. And yeah,